Hey, this is live. What is this, Lady Ada?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Show and Tell. It's our weekly hangout where you, the viewer, the maker, the creator, the dreamer of dreams, shows up. And we hang out here at the Adafruit Factory, me, Lady Ada, Mr. Lady Ada, and we watch what you're doing. So take a couple minutes, show it off. This is awesome. We got a full house tonight. We're going to get out of here at 7:50, so it's a little speed round, but it doesn't mean we don't love you. It just means that we have a lot of love we have to give.
Yeah.
So we're going to
set up for the next show.
Set up for the next show. So we're going to start off super fast with Noah and Pedro.
Before we get to Noah and Pedro, let me just say, Noah and Pedro, you had all the thoughts and wishes of everyone at Adafruit. The hurricane was heading your way. It veered around. I know it did hit other people. Our hearts and best wishes and thoughts go to them. And I know you dodged something pretty big. I used to live in the area, and it's been tough. Thank you for documenting all the things that you were doing on Instagram so we can kind of see.
Yeah, we felt much better. We're like, okay,
yeah, you got power back,
shutters.
and you were 3D printing and doing projects the entire time. Wow.
Did you keep like your Switch charged up so you could like
Yes, I
place it
did.
in
Oh, yeah.
big battery packs?
So, you know, Planet Earth is kind of mad at us. I'm glad they weren't too mad this time. So glad you're safe and glad you're dry.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay. All right. So
Definitely helped.
You gotta hook you up with some solar power stuff. Okay, so
yeah,
kick it off.
show us what you're working on while Storm Surge is
Sure.
going on.
So right before all the stuff happened, we weren't able to show last week's project, but we have it this week. Yeah. So last week we showed how to mod your Nintendo Switch dock. Let's see if we can get this projector over there. So we're using a little Pico projector. Where are you pointing it? We need a wall and low light in order to see it, but we are able to project the gameplay from Nintendo Switch. And this little guy here, Pedro designed in Fusion 360, and it's kind of like a repurposed dock, right? You take out the guts from the official dock, and then you put it on a much slimmer one with like little appropriate mounting brackets for this little Pico projector. So it's a really simple project, and it's a good use of a $100 projector that was shining in my eye.
Good for the post-apocalyptic times because it's like, hey, you just get solar panel and now you can play video games forever.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
No TV needed.
Yeah, so the big star of the show for this one is the little tiny HDMI connectors that we got in the shop. So we were using the little mini and the original size HDMI connector with a ribbon cable.
Let's go.
That makes it nice compact. And then for this time-lapse Tuesday, 3D Hangouts today showed how we took somebody's design and just remixed their little skull pumpkin, just added the little LEDs on there with the breakout, coin cell breakout that we have in the shop. It's a pretty easy little project. And then I think we have a sneak peek of some CNC stuff that we're doing too.
Yeah, sure. I'm basically remixing this guy. So this is our Pi-Girl 0 button PCB, and it's designed for the 6mm Omron switches. So we've had these really nice soft buttons in the shop for a while, so I figured I'd learn some more Eagle stuff. So I designed the Eagle library for this little guy, and I was able to mill it out right before all the power went out on the other mill, which is now Bantam Tools. But it was really, really fun to kind of quickly design a part and then mill out and test the footprint. So it was a really nice lesson in kind of making a library, a device, a package, and the symbol in Eagle. And we'll be releasing that along with some other things. So it worked out pretty well. This was like the second iteration, so it's really nice, I think.
Good work.
Yay.
Yay.
So
All
that's us.
All right, we'll see you next week, and
Stay dry.
send our regards to your family and everyone who helped keep your homestead and y'all safe during Irma.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, next up, JP.
Hello, how you doing?
Yo.
So I actually am going to show today just a little quick demo of the CNC router that I just finished building. It was a kit from CNC Router Parts, and it's a 2-foot by 3-foot bed benchtop mill or router, so pretty big. This, by the way, is the first thing I cut on it. It's just a little chunk of MDF, and I'm going to have to mill out the spoiler board to put on it. So I was practicing squares and circles and making sure they were square and circular. And then I did one in HDPE, which is really nice to mill. This stuff makes tons of dust. This just makes nice little snowflakey chips. That's what cutting boards are made of, and if you can mill from it, it's awesome. So I'm going to switch cameras and just jog the thing around. I'm not going to cut anything because I don't want to deal with, I don't have anything clamped down right now and make dust and noise, but I'll just jog it around because it's robot-y and fun. So let me switch cameras.
Robot friend.
Robot friend.
Robot friend.
All right, so there it is. And what I'm doing here is just from the software I'm using. I'm using the arrow keys basically and page up, page down, which map to the X, Y, and Z axes. Right, so that's that, and then imagine that has the spindle running at thousands or tens of thousands of RPMs. Did you see that? I didn't hit save on my camera thing.
Yeah,
So,
no, good.
Good. I just noticed that. Good. So that's the mill, and it's just got a 2.5 horsepower DeWalt router in it. So this is one thing with CNCs is you can use. Some of them will use Dremels. Some of them will use just teeny little motors. Some of them will use real spindles designed purpose-built for it. This one is just a drop-in with like a $100 and something, $200 router that you'd use in a wood shop. So I'm just getting going on it, and I've got some cool projects lined up. I'll be showing one at Maker Faire in New York, so stay tuned to find out more about that. And I'll be doing a video about the full build. I filmed everything as I went. It took about 16 hours, I think, just judging by my video files. So I'll be putting together a time-lapse of all that going together, which I think a lot of you enjoy watching.
See you in physical space soon, JP.
New York, and I'm going to drop off the call now, so maybe some other people can get it.
Okay.
Later.
All right, Tony D.
Hey, yeah, so just want to mention, if you're into CircuitPython, check out the learning system, learn.adafruit.com, and there's a couple guides now, one on analog I/O, digital I/O, and I2C and SPI. So basically, these are kind of getting started guides. We've done them in MicroPython, and now they're updated for CircuitPython. So check that out. And then I'll just mention too, real quick, this is a neat little project that I did. This is an altimeter that's using a Feather M0 Express, not using CircuitPython yet. I'm going to port it over and make it run CircuitPython using the BME 280 barometric pressure sensor. But really cool little device, nice small altimeter, useful if you're climbing a mountain. So I took it up Mount Rainier to test, and I couldn't summit, unfortunately, but got about 12,400 feet. The weather wasn't conducive. The ice was melting too much up there. But it does work at 12,000 feet, so I can definitely verify that. So that was kind of cool. And then I'll plug, if you're in Seattle on Sunday at Seattle Mini Maker Faire at 2:30, I'm doing a talk called Make with Python, where I'm just going to talk about some Python hardware that's really cool. And if you missed that, then come out to New York next week for World Maker Faire on Sunday the 23rd at 4 or 4:30. Check the schedule. It's one of those times. So check that out, and I'll do the same talk there. So.
Okay, cool.
Okay, right.
Thanks for the update.
Thank you so much, Tony D. All right, Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, can you hear me?
You got a cat. It's cool.
Yeah, she's sleeping. Yeah.
Big deal.
This is the softest thing in the house. So what I was going to show you was the thing that got me working on CircuitPython before I even started working for Adafruit, which was to build a keyboard and mouse simulator for someone who has cerebral palsy and can't use his hands, but he can use his feet. And so this box here was what I had conceived of and actually built in the last few weeks. But the idea is that the back of it has phono plugs that'll plug into 7 foot switches that are on the floor, push buttons that he can use his feet on. And one of them will change the function of the other 6. So just like all the other switch boxes that we've seen, you can go through pages of different switch settings so you can have more than 6. So you can have many of them. And this thing has a display which I put something over it, and I still think you can't see it, but what it does is it says what page you're on and what the different buttons map to.
Huh.
So, and this big red button on the top is a reset button for when it doesn't work. And inside, there's a character LCD and a Feather M0 Express and a level shifter, and that's pretty much it.
Looks good.
So it's similar to what Chris Young did. All the people do the same kind of thing, and CircuitPython was perfect for this. And let me just do one more thing, which is to show you a screen share of what what the code, the idea is that you can edit a file because we present a storage drive, a USB storage drive, and so the guy who's using this can remap his switches without having to change any code because the code reads this file. So that's what's going on here.
And so easy to parse text files with Python. It's like...
Exactly. That's exactly why I did this. So all those things made it work out very well.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
That's it.
Okay. All right, sweet. Okay.
All right, thank you, Dan, for your work on CircuitPython. And also, thanks for working on some of the assistive technology stuff. This is one of the more wonderful surprises. When you make electronics, you never know what's going to happen. This is one of the best things that we could hope for. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You're working on it.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Adam. Hello, Adam. This is your
Hello.
1 minute warning.
So, can you hear me okay?
Oh, great.
Sweet. So you'll notice I'm at a different electron microscope, and that's because I'm also in a different state right now. I'm actually in Maine at the University of Maine's Earth and Climate, or School of Earth and Climate Science, working with Stephanie Mills on her project.
Hey, Stephanie.
So we've actually got some ice under the electron microscope right now, and we're just getting the microscope set up to do kind of detect the orientation of the crystalline structure in the ice, so that we can then extrapolate from the crystalline structure out how strong the ice is, and then how can that can actually affect glacial flow. But for a variety of reasons, ice is really, really hard to scan in an electron microscope. I mean, you remember of mine that like dealing with just little bits of moisture on the inside is hard enough. But so this, we've got liquid nitrogen chilling ice on the inside, and the microscope's running in environmental mode. So it's actually got to pressurize the chambers at a higher pressure than the electron gun and column. So there's all sorts of different things that just have to get right with this system like this. And it's a lot of fun to be around a system like this. I'm going to learn how to use it. So I'm going to be here for the next 2 weeks. And then actually, after here for a while, I'll be heading down to Maker Faire, so Maker Faire, New York, because I'm already kind of close by, so I'll see everyone there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I really like that you're doing electron microscope world tour.
Yeah, I love it.
Only so many people could do it. It would make sense. So
yeah.
Nicely done.
It's really cool to learn. And then I'll kind of be through the week, I'll be posting kind of some of how a lot of this stuff works, because it's really interesting. Getting things cold inside of a system like this is surprisingly difficult. So
you have plenty of show and tell stickers, but was it Stephanie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com, and you can put an SE on show and tell sticker on your scanning electron.
Yeah, you should probably just put it on the microscope.
Well, I have one on mine, so we'll see if we can get one on this one too.
Yeah, world tour.
Right.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, next up, Other Dan. Hey, Other Dan. Other Dan, an assistant.
Dan and friend. I think it's Dan Conley.
Hello. So this is my son Neil. First off, I have as an update to the mess with Russ. It went over really well. It was awesome, and he really liked it.
Are you still employed? You're still employed? Okay, great.
This is my son Neil, and I don't know if he's going to be scooping you, but we got our AdaBox 5 today, and
cool.
Go for it.
And so he put it together. So Neil, take
Yay.
it away.
All right.
Yay.
So, like, technically we just put a bunch of stuff together, and it ended up like this.
You're so close.
Good. That's correct.
Yay, it worked.
Nice.
And now we can, like, play games on other stuff, and I finally got to play Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah. I love
cool.
Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, this one is just for folks who want to build their own Raspberry Pi game playing device. So it looks like you got to that right away.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and he also was playing Worlds, which is one of the default ones that shipped on it, and he was having a lot of fun with that too.
Yeah, and I was also playing a snake game and a fruit game, but it was with shapes.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right.
fruits or shapes. All right, well, cool.
Yeah.
The nice thing is with this project is you can download a whole bunch of games, and then you can also run Raspbian on it, and you can program Scratch or play Minecraft. So you have a lot of game options available.
Wait, we can play Minecraft?
Yeah, it's true. There's Minecraft for Raspberry Pi.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah. And so it's Neil. Is that your name?
Uh-huh.
So Neil, have the fellow next to you email support@Adafruit, and not only did you have an AdaBox, but you're going to get an as seen on the show and tell sticker. We'll send you out one of those.
Uh-huh.
So you get that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Neil, one of the things when we make AdaBox, we always imagine who might get it and who might use it. You're exactly the type of person that we wanted to have use an AdaBox. So.
I made it for you, Neil.
Yay.
So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was made for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Of
you.
course. All right. Have fun.
Next, Scott. Hey, Scott.
Yo.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I had to unmute my mic. I'm sitting here in the crawl space under my house, so it's not very comfortable. But I'm kicking off my next project that I'm working on, and over here is a little. It's one of the feather cases that Neil and Pedro made, and inside there is an RFM69, and there's the DHT22 temperature sensor top. And what I'm doing is I'm checking the temperature and humidity under my house. It's going to feed back to my computer upstairs, and then there's a fan over there. And when the temperature gets to a certain point or humidity gets to a certain point, it's going to turn the fan on or off. So I forgot to bring my screw gun. I can't actually show you inside that thing, but the wireless signal works pretty well going up to my office, and got a few more pieces to put together, and I'll update it as it goes along.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, that's a very cool project. Ha ha ha.
Cool project. And a cool pen
Yeah, and of course, if you want a show and tell sticker, let us know.
for your house or a fan.
Okay.
Big fan.
All right. Next up, we're gonna go to Drew, and we have 2 more people after this. So if y'all speed around it, we can do it. Go, Drew.
Hi, Drew.
Hi.
Hey.
All right, I'll go really quick. So it's just a quick update on my Keybox project. The 2 things to note are I made a distro, so it's 36 megs, and you just unzip, and it's good to go. So all the software is installed. Yeah, and just to remind you guys, what is this? So it holds passwords and keys, SSH keys.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's super cool.
And so, yeah, it boots in like 9 seconds now, and it's ready to go. And it also, I added a quick little feature to support using the hardware random number generator to generate entropy. So now for a lot of security applications, I can generate really, really good random numbers. And it's all built into the Pi, so really simple. And that's it.
Outstanding. Well,
Nice.
if you want to show and tell sticker, I don't know if you got one before, but either way, you can email support. And 9 seconds is perfect because that's shorter than the amount of time it takes me to get my password from various password keeper encrypted services, log in, get it, double check, face scan, blood sample. So that's perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have Authy and like 2-factor. It's
Yeah. Good work, Drew. Okay, we're going to go to Phil, and then we're going to go to Roberto.
all right.
Yeah,
Phil, you're in space.
No, that's actually just a NeoPixel wall art thing that I did.
That's great.
But funny you should mention space, because my project is actually a really simple piece of electronics. It's just an M0 feather Adalogger and an OLED, and then an altimeter. And the cool part of this is that it is a flight controller for a high-powered rocket.
Ooh.
When I fly it, this is going to control when the staging happens, when the parachutes come out, and basically that piece of software and that piece of hardware is going to ensure the surviving of the rocket.
Yes, it's important to have our space probes survive.
Yes, and so the rocket's going to go up about, well, a little over 1.3 kilometers, and I hope it comes back alive. So that's my update. Thank you.
Well, if and this is this made with some Adafruit stuff?
Yes, it's all Adafruit stuff.
We can for sure say, because we know stuff has been in space, but maybe we can't talk about it, so we're like, but if this is for sure, that's cool. If you want any Adafruit stickers, show and tell or whatever on it before you go, let us know.
Absolutely. I'll lacquer it on.
1.3 kilometers is pretty good.
In space.
Space.
Okay, Roberto, play us out.
Okay, can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I just have an update from a project that I show and tell. Man, it's been a while. I actually don't remember when it was, but I'm trying to bring up the that one and then just show you the update real quick. Yeah. Okay, well, first off, this project is open source. It's on GitHub, available if anyone wants to check it out at this page. And then last time, I had some issues with some JUnit tests, so they were failing. They were like in the 500 plus, and I just want to update that since then I've gotten it down, and this tool's really helping out to verify my OpenSCAD models are working. So there's a small update on that. And the actual thing for today is that the last time I showed this kind of a name tag, and it was pretty much square and had like border, but you were limited to like one font. And the update that I have is for this next iteration that has like rounded corners. And you can see on this top one, it just has regular font, but down here you can select, I think that's that Brauhaus 93, and then Wingdings on the bottom. And then another feature added in the second iteration. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we're watching.
I'm telling Zbones we didn't forget about you. We're gonna go to Zbones after you.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm also like, instead of just like a first Nesto last Wiz name tag for your desk or whatever, I'm also using them to create labels for the fan lights and sorry, for the fan cord and the light cord. And then lastly, I'm also using them like with electronics. So like here I have this aisle that I had picked up from a friend, and it's just labeled in Spanish for the tecolote. And it has a trinket with a jewel in the back. And so when I plug it in, it has a little sequence of lights that it goes through.
That's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, and so that's what I've been working on. That's my update. Thanks for having me.
Rad. Well, as always, you want to sticker email support@adafruit.com and keep coming back. All your projects are always fun.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
I was just kidding. Zbones.
Sorry
for the scare. How's
Can
it
you
going?
hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
All right. So we're getting to that time of year. Carve some pumpkins.
This is great.
I've got your pie eyes in, and I've also got your sound effects board.
Yay. Eyeballs.
That's a creepy ass pumpkin.
And so we got the eyeballs on full control.
What's cool is it's going to even look better as a pumpkin starts to rot. Like it just gets better.
Yeah. Now this one I had used the TFT eyes, but I'm going to have to claim hashtag Sparky because my TFT eyes didn't work. So I'm going to work more on them. I'll get with you guys on Discord and figure that out.
Yeah, we'll send you a pin.
And this one is using the 12mm diffused LEDs. Just drill a pumpkin with a whole bunch of holes and stuff them in there, control them with something, and it looks cool.
Outstanding.
I like that one.
If you could take some photos, we'll post them up on the blog. But of course, email support. We'll send you a sticker and come back as Halloween approaches. These are fantastic.
It is the gothiest time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll post you guys a bunch of pictures. Definitely.
Yeah, these are awesome.
Outstanding. Nice setup too. You got the background.
Yeah, and there's some more skeletons. I'm loving it.
Z-Bone plays us out. Excellent.
Z-Bones, you brought the party.
All right.
Pumpkin party.
Thank
No
you so
question.
much, Scott, Roberto, Phil, Pedro, Drew, Dan and Neil, and Adam and Stephanie. We're here every single week. Thank you so much. This is our favorite 25 minutes this week.
Yeah, look, we've reached 7:55.
Yeah, we'll see everyone on Ask an Engineer in a few minutes, and
good luck with your skin electron microscopes.
Bye-bye. All right. Thanks, y'all.